You know, and that's the jump that we need to make in order to get this building society on the road. Remember, building society. You can't build with words. I mean, lyricists and MCs and rappers always talk about building with words. But at some point, as you said, those words have to take on some tangible form.
But those words from those lyricists and those artists are really to inspire other people to take it up on their own, in their own way, using their own tools, their own gifts and talents.
But, you know, even that understanding of it, the Holy Quran talks about that, and it talks about poets. And it says, poets, why do you say that which you do not do?
Yeah,
you know. So I hear what you're saying, and some of our artists, our musical artists, have to understand that the words that are being delivered and issued forth are also for them.
Of course they are.
Not just for other people to do. You can do too. I can do too. We must do. So, sister, build.
We were talking about shift, and we looked. I looked up the definition of shift, and shift is a change in the way most people think about something, or the way that something's done. Another, to move something from one place to another. Change opinion or attitude. Or one of the periods during each day and night where workers in a factory, a hospital or something, each do their work.
Can you say those again?
Yeah. The first one was a change in the way that most people think about something, or the way that something's done. Number two, to move something from one place to another, to make motion. Number three is to change opinion or attitude. And number four is one of the periods during each day and night when workers in a factory or in a hospital or something do their work. Now I wrote down, I used all four of them because all of them are appropriate, and all of them...
My notes are terrible.
It's okay, you can...
Go on.
Use mine. Hello, man.
I'll shift over then, shall I?
But each of them are appropriate. Each of them are very appropriate for the discussion, because we're talking about a shift from one state to another. We're talking about shifting our attention from one place to another, shifting our focus. We're talking about shifting our time from one activity to others. We're talking about shifting our work and our efforts from one thing to another.
I think as the building society, we're talking about shifting from one gear into another. You know, from the last series to this one. So, inshallah, we'll be able to do that.
Yeah.
All being well.
When I was very young, my dad left, and he didn't just leave my mother. He left all of us, the family, like my mother with 5 children, and we were kind of glad, really, because he was very short-tempered. He wasn't very patient with children, and so he was very hot-tempered, and he would be irritated. I know it's stress. I look back now and understand that it was stress, you know, in having 5 children and being quite young as well. But that's not to excuse his behaviour, because my mum was just as young, if not younger, and just as stressed. But she didn't leave. She didn't quit her post. She stayed, and she made it happen. She made it work for herself.
Can I ask, why do you think that is the status quo? That seems to happen a lot in our community. The stress is on, but the male shifts, as the quote says, and the female stays.
Because he's allowed to.
Who allows him to? If
we the society for one, and the family for another, because the family is really a safety net. It's a security. It's like a family circle. We're all in a circle to keep one another intact and to keep one another whole and complete. And if I have a family, and if there's anything goes wrong, I should be able to go to my family in order for us to get what we need. It's like marriage, you know. They said that the wedding ring symbolises the circle of marriage, and that the family make a circle around the couple so that nothing can interfere with their relationship, so that when each of the people try to leave, the family are in a tight circle, so they keep the couple in that circle to stop them from leaving. So if the family are there to help the couple to keep going on the journey of marriage, then that means that they're supposed to help within the journey of marriage and with the children. That's why you have godparents and stuff.
Right.
But because our families are fractured and shattered,
that wedding circle, that wedding band that
it's
we
broken.
think is something just round our finger,
that's right,
is
diamonds.
broken or non-existent.
That's right. So what ends up happening is that the man can go through that gap, and no one's going to stop him and say, brother, you need to go back to your family. You need to go home. I heard Minister Ava saying it on one of the tape. It's called Forming a Family for God, brothers and sisters. And she was saying...
It's interesting because Minister Ava, when she was talking about the God Father. That's two very powerful words, God and Father.
That's right.
The Godfather film.
Yeah.
Where the man, I think it was it Sonny? I can't remember which one of them. She basically said he was having an affair with some woman, openly having an affair, and the brothers went round to his house.
And they said, brother, what are you doing? And he said, I just can't do it anymore. And they said, brother, you got to go home. And he was like, I can't do it. And they said, I hear you, you got to go home. And then he was like, I can't do it no more. I want to stay. And they're like, no, your wife is in my house and she's talking to my wife, and I can't have that.
That's right.
We can't have that disruption
Tight
within
community.
the family. Right. We can't have that kind of disruption, dissatisfaction within the community. So you're letting the side down, brother, go home. There's no, you can go home or I'll see you tomorrow. No, go home before we take you home. And if we take you home, you're not going to like it.
That's right.
But you're not coming out again.
Break you up first, then take you home.
But that's what
and
you're doing.
And it's interesting, in our community, you don't have that. You have our friends and family coming around telling you about their escapades and the things that they've done to sisters out the road, and nobody tells them, I'll break your backside if you don't stop that.
Yeah.
We don't have that tight circle, so this is something that needs to be rebuilt in order for us to have a building society.
Yeah. But
a worthwhile building society.